on to the tweets. Fit Life says, science is witchcraft. It is rebellion against God, and all rebellion is witchcraft, he said on his smartphone that he typed this on, and then hit send so that it would communicate with the entire world through an electronic network.
Science is witchcraft, and I fucking love science.
The best part about this is that, I generally don't like to pull tweets from people that are very clearly being posed on purpose, but this guy was doubling down on this and trying to argue in favor of that and be like, oh yeah, no, me tweeting is not me using science, is using the things that science has already made is not engaging in science, so that's okay. And I don't know, it was wild. It's just your entire life that you have is made possible with science. So if it's rebellion against God, go live in the woods somewhere. Don't try and complain when science makes more progress.
Yeah. These are the people who say, okay, it's like somebody going to the doctor's office, right? They've got a sniffly nose. They need to get a vaccine. They need something. And they're anti-evolution, but they're going into a hospital where all of that medication is based on the presupposition that evolutionary theory works, because we can track the fucking life of a virus.
Yep. Well, I mean, to be fair, the people that deny evolution are also fairly likely to deny vaccines at this point. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be the lefties that were denying vaccines. The people that were likely to shop at goop.com.
I need a vagina candle.
I still want that candle. I just want to know what it's like. Does it actually smell like a vagina, or does it just smell like what someone said? Oh, yes, of course your vagina smells like flowers. I want to know. Inquiring minds need to know. Somebody send that to my P.O. box. I don't want to pay that money for it. But I'm still curious. Benjamin Schettler, who he pals around with Eric Hovind. I always kind of thought of him as one of the more serious apologists, as serious as someone who pals around with Eric Hovind is capable of being. But the last few days, he's been just off the rails, completely crazy conspiracy nut job stuff going on. So I had to do a video recently because of his take on PTSD not existing. Yeah, that's what he's been yeah. He's my neurologist agrees with me that PTSD isn't a thing. Well, then you need a new neurologist because it's a thing.
Well, your neurologist, their opinion doesn't matter anyway, because your neurologist is not your psychiatrist.
I mean, a neurologist would be in a position to, a neurologist would be in a better position than a layman to know whether or not PTSD is a real thing. But given that the vast, vast, vast majority of neurologists agree that PTSD is a thing, I'm going to say that his one neurologist that disagrees is the same as when Georgia Purdom from Answers in Genesis can be a legitimate PhD geneticist and deny the foundation of genetics that says that evolution is real. So yeah, you can find quacks in every field.
Yep.
Anyway, Ben here says they don't want people to respect their pronouns. They want them to submit to their pronouns. This was something that was said would never be asked. The alphabet confused are a dangerous, power-hungry ideology. If left unchecked, they will end in extreme punitive repercussions for disagreement. Bloodthirsty overlords will dance in the streets, claiming a perversion of love, while mercilessly punishing dissent. So
what?
This was him defending a meme that was somebody being yeah, Christians are going to be executed for being Christian by 2030. And I retweeted that, making fun of it, and this was him defending that. So, yeah.
I'm so confused.
So I have at least 2 trans kids, so two of my kids are bloodthirsty overlords. Okay, I kind of see it.
They dance in the streets, they crave blood. Don't you understand? The woke ideology comes for us all.
They just want to express themselves in the way that makes them happy, man. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Fuck
with
off.
violence and blood.
Fuck all the way off with this shit. Like, I mean, if people just expressing themselves in a way that makes them comfortable would require, like, in order for that to happen, the requirement would be that people that hold your viewpoint be executed, then maybe your viewpoint's the bad one. Like, if everybody with your viewpoint, the only way to get them to let people just be themselves is to actually execute them, maybe reconsider your viewpoint. Like, I'm not saying that execution is on the table.
Who are wrong.
I'm not saying that execution is on the table, to be clear.
I'm not saying it's off the table.
Shh. Remember, it's okay to beat disabled kids, according to Republicans. So, like... But, yeah, no, yeah, I'm not saying execute people who don't like trans people or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, as a parent of multiple trans kids, it's like, there is nothing nefarious going on there. They just want to express themselves in these ways, and it's fine. And, like, what the fuck kind of parent would I be if I'd be like, no, you must wear a skirt because that's what girls or girls wear, or you must wear pants because that is what boys wear. Anything else is unacceptable. Like, no, fuck off. It's just clothes, man. Let them wear what they want to wear. Like, I don't know. It just, it's such a non-issue to me that I don't understand why it would be an issue. And Rosina says Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon. Mayim Bialik is a neuroscientist. I think there's something in that field's water. Yeah, Ben Carson is remarkably stupid. Every time I've heard him talk, I've just been like, that guy can do surgery on brains? They let that guy near a knife and brains at the same time? I don't know who Mayim Bialik is. I do know that Steven Novella is on the good end of the neuroscientist side of things. So there's that. And then Reploid404 says, just dropped in and have no context, but please, for the love of children, keep the church and the GOP away from the kids and parents' rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do all this shit in supposedly for parents' rights. But then, like, when parents want to just let their kids express themselves by themselves, they're like, no, we can't allow that. That is too far. So we must take the parents' rights away and decide that the state knows better. I don't know. It's just bullshit. Anyway.
Yep.
Oh, with regards to the bear conversation, Fanny posted pictures of herself doing yoga on a cliff somewhere. And says, this is while we were waiting for the bear to move off the trail. No fucking way we'd be this chill with a man lingering nearby. To which Morton Downey IV says, well, if it was a man lingering nearby, you would be asking for it with those poses.
Way to prove the point.
That's exactly why they choose the bear. Because you could just do whatever the fuck you want while you wait for the bear to move on with their lives. Whereas a man's going to be like, ooh, I like that bum. I'm going to sexually assault this person because now my pee-pee hard.
Do a sex.
Like, yeah, no, it's fucking like, yeah, that's the fucking point. That is the point. That is why they choose the bear, you jackass. So yeah, there's that.
What? No man who's self-respecting would ever rape you. God. Meanwhile, you were asking for it. Look at your pose.
That's a Carl Benjamin reference. I know that.
It is. You're
Fuck
right.
that asshole.
He probably would like that too much.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to admit it publicly though. So like,
I quite like
that's that's a power dynamic right there. Just have consensual anal sex with consensually anally penetrate Sargon, and then he can't ever admit to having liked it. And now you wield that over him, like, I know you like this. And I know you can't tell people you like this.
You know, there's somebody who's, like, getting turned on by this scenario right now, right?
I know.
You know, this is exactly the reason why whenever CPAC comes to town anywhere in the United States, the amount of male prostitution goes, like, they get a lot of business that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the prostitutes are all in the top position on that, even if they're paid to be at the bottom.
That's
Anyway.
called power bottoming.
Speaking of homosexuality, we've got Ben, who says, nope. Okay, this is talking about sexuality and how it appears, like homosexuality and how it shows up in nature and how animals behave in homosexuality. Mayim Bialik played Amy in The Big Bang Theory. Okay, I never watched The Big Bang Theory.
I didn't either.
Is she canceled?
I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
And so like, I could never watch Big Bang Theory because anytime that I was watching it, it seemed like a bunch of actors pretending to act like me and my friends and failing horribly.
I've just never even tried to watch it. It's just never been a concept that interested me. Anyway, Ben says, in regards to homosexual activity among animals in nature, he says, no, they simulate male-female sex with same-sex partners. If both partners are male, it looks like anal sex, and there is possibly external anal stimulation, but no penetration. Reason there's no penetration? Because it hurts and can cause serious and even fatal injury. So yeah, what I get from this is one of those telling on yourself things where like, yeah, no, if it doesn't actually go inside the butthole, it's not gay. I can rub my dick all over the guy's anus all I want.
It's just the tip, Mom.
It's not even the tip. It's just like it's like a boob jog, but with his butt cheeks.
A cheek job?
Cheek job, sure. Is that what that's called?
I guess. I
know.
don't.
There is probably a specific name for that.
Chat, what's the actual word for when the pee-pee goes between the butt cheeks to ejaculate, but it doesn't go in?
Yeah. What is the word for that? Hot dog? Back end hot dogging? I like that.
Like, is that where you go,
if
apparently I put it in all the way, that makes me gay?
I'm getting it multiple people are saying it's hot dogging.
That's hot dogging?
Lots of people are saying it's hot dogging.
That's where you go, don't worry, if I put it in like this, it's not gay. I'm like, okay, cool, but that means that your dick extended forward and touched his balls.
Hot dogging is straight. Hot dogging is straight.
Hot dogging is
straight. You heard it
straight,
from Ben. Hot dogging. Oh,
anal is not.
Reverend Apostate send me $5 to say hot dogging.
You've been paid for hot dogging. You can say that now.
I have been paid for hot dogging. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So there. If it's just hot dogging, it's not gay. Twitch chat is saying dry bun.
Dry bunning. That sounds amazing as a term.
Mayim Bialik, Neuroscientists, TV's Blossom, Amy in Big Bang Theory, temporary host of Jeopardy, anti-vaxxer. Okay, I still don't know who she is and I don't care. Don't forget the mustard. What would the mustard even be in this scenario?
Free cum? It's just free.
Is hot dogging the new uwu for Rhino? I don't know. We learned a new term today, Suris.
We learned it's called hot dogging.
Yeah.
I've learned a term for something I've been doing.
And that hot dogging is not gay. So when you come to New York, we can meet together and we can hot dog each other and it's not gay.
Fair enough.
As two straight men, we can do that. The real question is, who goes first?
Well, look. All I'm saying is... I'm not saying anything at all, actually.
Reverend Apostate says I'm gay and I'd do it for free. Okay.
It ain't gay in a three-way.
Neil says, you do realize America is becoming more Christian, not less, right?
Stats don't bear that out, asshole.
He covers that. Says, I mean, you guys are letting in millions on top of millions of South Americans who are staunch Catholics. Best part is they're not represented in the census, so that's why you don't see them in the stats. Because Pew Research is the same as the national census, which they're also represented in. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. And this has been Sex Ed with Rhino and Suris.
No, it's been sexually educating. It's been sexually educating Rhino and Suris. Because we learn new
It
things.
has been.
Yeah.
I've been spending this whole time messing with magnets.
Magnets are friggin' awesome. I can't blame you.
I just have 200 6x2 millimeter magnets, and I made a staff out of them while we've been doing this.
Did you hot
And
dog
then
the staff?
folded it back up. I didn't hot dog the staff because can you imagine getting
hot
a
dogging
pair
with
of
magnets?
Can you imagine getting a pair of magnets just stuck up there? Like they pinch in the wrong area, and
No,
then
I'm just-
suddenly you're screaming.
I'm just thinking, you know that weird like repulsion feeling when like the two magnets with the same polarity are pushing against each other and it like slips and slides or whatever. So if you get that,
Yeah,
if you get that going around your dick, that could be fun.
that it could be until it pinches your urethra.
But you need your dick to be a magnetic field for that to work. Iron
I
Man,
mean,
where are you? Magneto.
What are you talking about? My dick does have a magnetic field.
Oh, the places you'll go. Dr. Seuss would not appreciate that reference being made.
I'm sure he would. He probably had his fair share of dirty jokes.
Probably, yeah.
I share a birthday with him.
Ooh, nice. Neil again says, I know so this was directly to me. So I interacted with this guy a few times before I blocked him. He says, I know we disagree on religion. What's your opinion on free speech, if you don't mind my asking? And that was when I checked out his profile, and I saw that this was his banner picture. Which,
Oh, God fucking balls!
yeah, that's. I'm not going to read that out loud because I don't want the moderation bots to get us. But yeah, so my opinion on free speech is that people that are comfortable putting that as their banner image should not be allowed on Twitter. They should be.
I would say
they should be allowed to hold their terrible opinions, but they should not be allowed to express them on privately owned forums. And if they express them in public, there should be social repercussions for that.
I would just respond with, as a person, just as a person who grew up in Georgia and did not grow up in Georgia, but I've spent a large portion of my life in Georgia. Peach is not supposed to be frozen. It's supposed to be put into a cobbler. So I don't care how much you give a shit about freeze peach.
Because we'll just cobble you. Oh, did I say the quiet out
That
loud?
Whoops. We'll just
I was talking about peach cobbler.
Cobble. I'm gonna cobble together some
Okay.
reasons not to cringe at that.
Senshini says, and here I thought Elon cracks down on anti-Semitism. Silly me.
No, he brought Nick Fuentes back.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to bring up. Like, yeah, no, you can't claim to crack down on anti-Semitism and at the same time as bringing Nick Fuentes back to Twitter. And he pretended to be upset about that, but it's like, you could just not do it. Like, whatever. Anyway. Luke Hazard. This was a response to me. I'll show you the response to me in a sec. He says, seems like everyone with a trans flag in bio always has the dumbest, lowest IQ takes. You care to guess what my low IQ take was?
Huh.
Life is not made out of water, air, food, and light. It's made out of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, and a smattering of other elements. Which I guess you could call that water, air, food, and light, but those aren't elements.
I mean, we could always just do the meme. Water, 35 liters. Carbon, 20 kilograms. Ammonia, 4 liters. Lime, 1.5 kilograms. Phosphorus, 800 grams. Salt, 250 grams. Just going down the list. You've not seen Fullmetal Alchemist, have you?
Nope. I have no idea.
God fucking... So the basic premise is that there's two kids whose mom dies in an accident functionally, and they try to use alchemy to bring her back. In their world, alchemy is functionally just science, but magic happens when you do science. So they had to get the exact chemical composition of a person to try to bring their mother back to life, and then they found out that one of the few things that you can't use alchemy to exchange anything for is human life. So they just end up like making a creature on the ground that craves death. But one of the common things that Ed will do, because he's a staunch atheist throughout the show. Anytime somebody tries to bring religion and like the composition of a soul to him, he just pulls out his book and responds with the chemical composition of a person.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear that, but I was just pressing my ooh button through that whole thing.
I couldn't hear any of that.
So, yeah, sure.
Yep, and then Donoboyo has the last part of the quote. You could buy everything you need for a common human on a child's allowance.
Ooh.
Rhino dealing with weeb assaults. Ooh. God damn it.
That was Rosina, that wasn't me. There's no such thing as an equivalent exchange. I don't know what that means. That's probably another Fullmetal Alchemist reference.
In Fullmetal Alchemist,
I don't care.
I'm going to explain it to you anyway.
Okay.
In Fullmetal Alchemist, one of the things that Ed constantly quotes is equivalent exchange, because that's supposed to be the rule of alchemy. The thing he finds out later is that equivalent exchange is always impossible, because every alchemist learns how to exchange certain elements, like certain compositions of elements, to get other things, but they never account for the energy required to make it happen. In the original Fullmetal Alchemist, the energy came from the Holocaust in World War II. In the remake, in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the energy comes from functionally God. It's hard to say what that creature is. Kid Mark says, "Do it, Suris. Break into the domain of the gods." Tushas's tectonic plate movement. No, tectonic plate movement is what they claim does it in Fullmetal Alchemist's version of Germany. But they find out that, no, that's not how it works. Because alkahestry works very, very differently in Fullmetal Alchemist as well. Hi, Rhino. How you doing?
What? Tweets! William Wolf says,
Fullmetal Alchemist is a good show and you should watch it.
don't make me go back to sleep, because I'll do it. I have 5 children. I can always go to sleep.
About an atheist getting pissed at priests. It's great.
This is supposed to be on my head, I think. Jasmine, put the hat back on. I just got my time. Yeah, sorry, Jasmine. William Wolf says, most people have no idea just how much our country began to change after World War II. America from the 1950s to present day is not the America of 1776 to the 1950s. We are haunted by the echoes of a homogeneous and virtuous society, back when there was slavery. But that's not what we are today. Yeah, so if you think 1776 to 1950s was homogeneous and virtuous, you're racist. That's just, like, I have nothing else to say to that, really. Are you getting me back by going to sleep yourself now?
No, I'm arguing with my chat about sub versus dub on Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm sorry. I grew up in the actual age of the sub versus dub conversation. Shut the fuck up, all of you. Dubs are fine.
Neuromniput says, weren't the 1950s super racist? Like,
yes!
Yeah, if you think that the society before the Civil Rights Act was a good society and virtuous society, then yeah, you're probably racist. Oh, this was fun. Right Said Fred said, phone boxes refurbished into defibrillators. What a time to be alive. Because, it's a bad thing that we have, like, emergency medical equipment replacing obsolete technology. Also, they still have, like, a phone attached to them so you can call emergency services.
Because, of course, you would need to do that. If you need the defibrillator...
Yeah, like
especially a defibrillator probably being operated by people who aren't, like, trained in using it.
Well, okay, so the AEDs, the automatic... I forget what the E stands for. External, maybe? AEDs, automatic external defibrillator? Sure. Emergency defibrillator. It might be emergency. whatever. But yeah, so you can kind of see on this picture there's like a little handle and a key lock thing or whatever. So you have to be on the phone with emergency services, and they will give you the code to open this defibrillator to actually use it. So that way, while you're waiting for the ambulance, if a defibrillator is something that is appropriate, they can talk you through using it. But also AEDs are fairly smart, and so like they will actually have oh, it is actually external. Thank you, Neuromniputs. So they actually have like a voice that guides you through, like, this is where you put the sticker thingies, and this is the button you push then, and this is like, you don't touch the person while it's doing the shocky shock thing, and whatever. So like it actually talks you through using it. That's the automated part of it. But yeah, no, it's just it's a medical device replacing obsolete devices that can save lives and has saved lives. And Rosina says, so William Wolfe was complaining about miscegenation being legalized in the 1960s. Yeah, he's a racist piece of shit.
Yep.
So yeah, AEDs save lives, and having them instead of payphones that nobody uses anymore is a good idea.
It just makes more sense.
Yeah. And on top of that, I think there is a phone built in there where you can, like, it only calls emergency services, but like, still, I don't know. It's a UK thing, so people in the UK chime in with corrections if I'm getting stuff wrong. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty awesome. But then they got taken to task for being like, imagine how privileged you have to be in life to like see emergency medical equipment replacing phones that nobody uses anymore and thinking, man, that sucks. That's such a stupid thing. Why do we have to deal with that? Ugh. Like, how privileged of a life.
I miss when more people died.
Yeah. And so people were pointing that out to him. So he responded by being like, I stand corrected. If I had taken successive experimental governmental endorsed vaccines, I would also want these on every street corner.
Oh my God.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah. Just. Soda account says AEDs are great for untrained personnel, but always call emergency services and perform CPR. There's nothing worse than no CPR, no matter how bad you are at it. Yeah, so CPR, basically, my understanding, I'm not certified in this, so please don't take medical advice from me, but like look into this for yourself. My understanding is that the main thing in CPR is that you keep the heart pumping, and like, yeah, the breath into the mouth or whatever is helpful sometimes, so that's not the primary concern. So just like pushing down on the chest, you like, if you find the xiphoid process, which is like the little thing that sticks out underneath where the ribs join, and then you go like above that, and pushing down on that will basically keep the heart pumping. So like, even if the heart is not going, like the blood is still moving, so there's no tissue death, which will delay brain death. So even if you're not great at it, it's better than nothing. That is my understanding. Again, not certified. So, you know, get yourself trained. And they're saying that's why you push really hard on the sternum. Yeah, my understanding is that if you're not breaking bones, you're not pushing hard enough. So, you know, like, better to have a broken rib than be dead. Anyway, yeah. So that's our first aid PSA. Learn how to do CPR.
Please destroy somebody's sternum.
And don't take medical advice from me. Because I'm just some idiot streamer wearing a wizard hat because somebody watched my stream long enough to have 1,000 points.
Also, it's kind of a common misconception that you're breaking the bones. You're kind of more popping them, releasing the nitrogen. Breakage doesn't tend to happen.
Sure. Are you certified?
Am I certified? No, but I'm a very quick Googler.
People get trained to save people. There is no downside. Yeah, I agree with that, even though I haven't done it. Oh, it's not that if you're not breaking bones, you're not pushing hard enough, but if you're pushing hard enough, you'll feel like you're breaking bones because you crack the cartilage. Okay, sure. But that's what, apparently the CPR training dummies actually like make nasty crack noises when you push on them to get you used to that.
Yeah.
And Rosina says CPR is all
whoa.
about chest compression. Mouth to mouth is only for obstructions and only if simultaneously doing chest compressions. Sure. Again, like I said, I'm not actually trained in this. I'm just going by what I've picked up over the years, which could be entirely wrong. So, like, yeah, go take a first aid course. Oh, yeah. Also, don't do CPR on someone who has a strong, steady pulse. Always check the pulse first.
Yep. Because if they're fine,
that is a thing that I knew that I just forgot. Yeah.
Don't make things worse if they're fine.
Okay. Joe, I'm pretty sure this is a troll, but it was too funny to not keep. Says, the only seasonings a single woman should have in her kitchen are salt, pepper, garlic, onion, paprika, oregano, parsley, rosemary, and other herbs. Anything more is a sign of a well-traveled woman, and we all know what that means. A single woman with cumin? Red flag.
But that's probably just a Hispanic woman.
Cumin?
Cumin? Yeah.
Isn't cumin more in Indian food?
It is as well, but cumin is also the main ingredient that's used in most meat seasonings in Hispanic food.
Wait, what's the one that's okay? There is a seasoning that's in curry that makes me like it's. I wanted to say it was cumin, but it might not be. But like
Turmeric, you mean? Turmeric?
Maybe.
Most Indian food uses turmeric. And turmeric,
I don't know.
I mean, it stains things yellow as shit.
I'm not talking about that, but there's so one of the restaurants I worked at for, I think I was there for 5 years. All of the chefs were Indian, like from India. It was not an Indian restaurant, but they were the ones in charge of deciding what we would eat for our staff meal that day, and almost every day was curry. And I don't dislike curry, but after eating it almost every day for 5 years, I'm just like, I'd rather not. And there is like one seasoning that's in it that is the one that I associate with curry. So if I detect it in something else, I will then not enjoy that something else anymore because of that association. Like it's not even
Do you like tacos?
Yeah.
Do you like white person tacos that are made with the taco seasoning packet?
I mean, that's how I do it out of laziness.
Okay, so then cumin's not the one you're thinking of because cumin's the most prevalent thing in that.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it's not cumin then. Yeah, maybe it is turmeric.
It's turmeric. It's either going to be the turmeric or there's usually ginger too, but like
ginger's okay.
I doubt it's that.
No, ginger's okay in other things. I'm not a fan of ginger, but it can be good in certain contexts.
Ginger is amazing if you make if you're making Korean beef and rice.
Yeah.
A sesame ginger sauce for that.
Yes.
Where you get like a
Absolutely,
sweetener,
yeah.
sesame oil, some black pepper, and just some ginger, and mix that together with some soy sauce, and then put some crushed red pepper flakes in
Trappy
it.
Jenkins,
It's so tasty.
Trappy Jenkins, I gotta correct this. Rhino's not a fan of gingers. No, red hair. No. Both me and my partner, redheads, got a thing for it. So and neither of us are redheads. So that's weird, but we both like them.
Axo in my chat just singing white people taco nights.
Yeah, no, it's easier buying the kits when you have 5 kids.
I keep the kits, or not the I don't have the kit. I have the package with the shells, and then I have a big seasoning jar filled with the pre-mixed taco seasoning. But I also use it when making cheese dip for guests.
Titanium dioxide is the best guacamole ingredient for paler people. I don't know. And I've got Fennec saying, I love Indian food so much. Now I want idli and sambal. So I had my thing about curry.
Oh, I want shawarma.
My partner took me to a specific restaurant in Toronto that does that they do a what is it? The chicken one. It's like the most common curry that everybody knows. and I'm blanking on it. Whatever. It was one that like I didn't want to get it because I'm like,
Butter chicken?
yeah, butter chicken. It was just butter chicken, and I'm just like, this is another association thing for me. So on top of the I ate curry every day for 5 years straight as part of a job, so I don't like it anymore just because I'm tired of it. And I also had an experience with butter chicken where, like, the first time I ordered it, I was like picturing like a chicken breast that had been sautéed in a pan of melted butter with like garlic and herbs and stuff on it or whatever. I wasn't picturing curry. So when I got curry as a result of that, it wasn't that it's bad. It was that the disconnect between my expectations and reality caused me to have a negative association with it. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to want the butter chicken. So I ordered something else. She got the butter chicken and it was so good. Like I just tried a little bit of it. I'm like, we have to come back to this restaurant later so that I can order the butter chicken because that's fucking amazing.
I've never actually had butter chicken because the first time I went to an Indian restaurant, it was at the Too Many Games convention, and I was there with a bunch of other content creators, and I had never been to Indian before, and I knew the stereotype of the white person ordering the butter chicken, so I was like, no, I want to get something different, and so I discovered lamb shai korma, and it is so fucking good. It is a spicy, creamy yogurt sauce that it's been slow roasted in basically, and just getting that with some garlic naan.
So there's a lot of amazing Indian food that I'm actually kind of mad that the chefs at this restaurant made me not like. Just like when I hear Indian food, my gut reaction is just like, no, I'm not going to like it because of these chefs feeding me the same thing every day for 5 years. So I'm like, there's I don't know, like there's so much good stuff in Indian food.
Yeah, I have like I think the only Indian foods I've tried aside from that and like various appetizers they've had are tikka masala.
Anyway, this is supposed to be about how women who like anything other than white people seasoning is a whore.
Good.
Seasoning food makes you a whore. So, but I'm pretty sure that she was trolling because like in the replies, like people that were like, "Oh, but I love cumin," she'd just like reply with goofy, silly stuff instead of like being all serious about it.
I'm just reading it over and over again as a single woman with coming.
Cumin.
Why would a single woman come?
Because she bought a vibrator. Oh, cute dark arts stuff.
If Skaz says, when is white people taco night? It's at Taco Bell. No.
Yeah.
You go to Taco Tuesday at your local taqueria, and they make white person. They have Mexican cooks in the back that know how to make good, authentic Mexican food, and then you have them make you a white person taco.
So stuff I paid earlier tonight to help me design a thumbnail, and they pay me back by making me wear this ridiculous thing on my head.
So that's why you sent me that message earlier. It's like, hey, is cute dark art stuff?
And you took too long to respond, so I was just like, whatever, because like I want to like use proper names and everything. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Stoff, but it might be one of the other nicknames because everybody has different names from what their usernames are.
That's because Cute Dark Arts had the name Mr. Stopheles 4 years ago, and I've never moved away from it.
And then on Twitter, it's actually like gay jellyfish or something.
That's because they're a gay jellyfish.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. They drew an ostrich for me, and it's in my thumbnail for Friday.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Moving on, Frank Turek says, why are so many people convinced that women have the right to choose abortion? Maybe because they fucking do, Frank. Because it's their fucking body.
Like, Frank, we'll put a womb in you. And somebody probably has thought about getting Frank Turek pregnant. It's the internet. Somebody's thought about it.
Rule 34, there's a drawing of it somewhere. Someone make that Suris canon.
Frank Turek getting impregnated is now canon on stream. It has to be.
You have to make sure Frank is wearing this fascinator when he's getting pregnant, though. I don't know.
He said, so we went from hot docking to mpreg. Amazing. It's a usual stream.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Gender swap is rule 63.
It's why does a woman have the right to choose abortion? Because it's her body. That's it. That's all it is. The fetus, if you believe the fetus is a person, great. It's not the woman's body, so the fetus doesn't have the right to it. If you don't believe the fetus is a person, then it doesn't matter. It's a woman's body. She has a right to it. There's no issue either way. Assume fetal personhood from day one? Sure. Fine. Fetus doesn't have the right to someone else's body. Yeetus the fetus, as Jess is saying.
For anybody who's been on Twitter in the last 2 weeks and has been infuriated by this meme, I would like to present you with what to do to a fetus. Look at your keyboard. Look between the backslash and the end key.
Nope, I refuse to do it. Actually, I have an ergonomic keyboard, so that doesn't work for me. I don't know what's between There's nothing between. There's literally nothing between backslash and end.
Oh, okay.
What's supposed to be there?
Now I gotta Everybody in the chat is so upset.
Oh, delete us the fetus.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, no, I didn't understand that, and I made a stupid meme about it with not understanding it, and then people were getting things out of the meme that I was not intending because I just didn't understand what the fuck was going on. And yeah,
look between tab and your numpad on the keyboard. It's a bit greasy. You should clean it.
My numpad's mobile though. What does that mean?
It means that you need to clean your entire room.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Damn it.
All right. Oh, Frank was the last one. Hey, we're only a half hour late today.
Oh, half hour there.
Whoa, living on a prayer.
Don't tell Frank Turek you're living on a prayer. He might think that makes you closer to his religion or something. I thought about pulling his tweet, but it's too much of a repeat that I've probably pulled in the past, where he's like, I embarrassed some kid by asking him about his sex life. And because he was embarrassed, that means that he's actually believes that God frowns on it. Oh, whoa. Man, have you ever thought in one of those in one of those awkward situations, have you ever thought that you wanted to just be in the shoes of the person being asked there, so you could just
absolutely,
you could just respond to Frank Turek by going, yes sir, I finger bang my girlfriend till she comes every night and then she gives me head. Thank you for letting everybody else know that adults have sexual intercourse. It just the look on Frank's face to something like that.
See, I would want to get more detailed than that. Be like, yeah, no, I stuck my dick in her butthole last night, and I enjoyed that. What's that got to do with your God?
Well,
what will donation sound effect be next week? I don't know. I kind of like Suris's angry response to the oohs every time they happen, so I might just leave it at that.
In June, I'm going to be awful close to your house.
Even if I intend to change it, I'm probably going to forget to change it. Oh, what day are you coming in June? Because I might not actually be able to make it.
Let me see where it's supposed to be. Give me a sec.
Oh, I need the version of Chrome that I'm actually logged into.
Reaching out to you from here. What the fuck was the day supposed to be?
I don't know.
Let me see.
It's your calendar.
I'm trying to figure it out. Okay.
I'm just seeing if I have time for a 3-hour drive.
June 22nd to 23rd.
Oh, hey. We don't have my partner's kids. That might actually be doable.
And since the Too Many Games convention in Philadelphia, right south of New York, is the following weekend, I am going to try to figure out a way to make that work, because I didn't think I was going to be able to go to TMG this year. But if I'm already going to be stuck up in New York around the same time as the TMG convention, then I need to figure out how I'm managing that. Ben Briggs says, I feel like Suris might be thinking of formatting Vice Rhino's solid state drive.
What? Why would you need to reformat my solid state drive? Are you talking about my brain?
Just to remove certain things you might have That's all.
I don't know. You are now in my calendar on that weekend as maybe Suris?
Lindsay says, wait a minute, why are you going to be stuck up there? I'm going to... Progressive Victory has a canvassing event for one of the politicians that is running in Yonkers, and is wanting content creators who do lefty politics
Out
to come up there to talk with people.
There's a world outside of Yonkers. There's a world outside that hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. We should have done the duet.
Anytime I hear Yonkers, I can only think of the World War Z audiobook where Mark Hamill is talking about killing a bunch of zombies north of Yonkers.
That's fair.
As one of the best audiobook productions ever.
If you two meet, can we get some photos for Boys Love Fuel? I don't see why not. I don't know what that means, but sure.
I mean, I kind of assumed that we would be taking photos together to, at the very
the real
least,
question,
prove to the internet we're both real.
The real question is, would we take photos together while hot dogging it? There's an OnlyFans audience for that.
There is.
We need a redeem to make Rhino sing. You don't need a redeem for that. Yeah, remember how it was like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling well, so that's why I didn't do the, we would do a duet at the end.
Yeah.
And then I just solo the Yonkers thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just solo the Yonkers thing sounds dirtier than it is.
It really does. I was just gonna let it sit there. Because it was doing fine. Pernia says Yonkers is like 30 minutes from me. And you know what? It'd be a chance to go up there and bug you again. The last time I went up there, I hung out with Pernia in a diner. Before falling asleep in my car. Before driving the rest of the way up to...
Oh, that's actually 6 hours.
Because of there and back? Or is it just like...
No, it's 6 hours there.
Ew.
6.5. Okay, that's not actually that close. That's almost like right in New York.
Yeah, it's right north of New York.
Yeah, that's like a while you're there, may as well go see the Statue of Liberty kind of thing.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll talk offline. We will talk offline about this. Oh, yeah. I forgot the Hydras.
Gender Hydra?
The gender Hydras. Yeah, so the Gays Against Groomers posted this, saying like, oh, gender ideology is like a Hydra. You cut off one head and it comes back. And everybody was like, that's fucking awesome. I love it. And, yeah. But my favorite part was that they ordered the Hydra from Wish, and they ended up with the gender ideology Herda. But then some people remixed it, so I have some artwork to show off, along with credit, so you can go find them on Twitter. These are all from Twitter. So this, I believe, was AWC Art and Comics. That's someone that's in our audience all the time.
That's AWC Art and Comics?
Axo. That's Axo.
That's Axo.
Yes. So Axo did, I believe this is the bi flag? I don't know my flags, I'm sorry.
That one's not bi.
That's not bi?
No.
I don't know. They did several different flags. There's the pride flag, there's the something flag, there's the something else flag. Non-binary. Fennec says non-binary. What's this one?
That one right there. Green and black at the top?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not...
Disability.
Disability one?
Fennec,
okay.
Fennec knows it all. And then this is just the pride flag. So they
Yep.
redid that with all of the various flags. Hardstyle Raven did this one. That's pretty sick. I kind of love it.
Looks very watercolory.
It is. It's very nice. I like it. Then Things by Diana. This was redone enough that that's probably covered by fair use. So they because these ones they just kind of copied it and put the things that like you might get into copyright trouble. But
is that last one a gender fluid flag?
No, I think that's just the trans flag.
No, when you add the black to it, that also might be a gender fluid flag.
Maybe
because I'm not seeing. Because gender fluid flag is black, dark purple, white, and pink. I guess, yeah, that wouldn't be the gender fluid one then, because there's the blue hints in there.
Gender fluid flag.
Nah, that might just
Yeah,
be trans
no.
flag.
I think that's just supposed to be trans. Because that's just like a remix of the original that's meant to be different enough that it's covered by fair use. And then they also did it in the form of a Twitter banner. So if you look up things by Diana and go find their replies or whatever, you can use this as your Twitter banner. There's been a bunch of people using it because it fucking kills. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it was Gays Against Groomers, who is very much anti-trans, so they like accidentally based. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then so Neuron puts it, yeah, my guess is every time you get rid of one gender, two more grow back in its place. That's the idea they were going for. And people in the responses were owning it, basically. Like, yeah.
There is that amazing Sonic the Hedgehog post. Yes, there are 27 genders, and every time you complain about one, we make 2 more.
Yeah. So I'm going to stream manager. I'm trying to do a thing. Okay. Yeah, I'll try and remember to hit the credits button today, but thanks for joining me.
Ooh.
It makes me sad that you can't hear the ooh when I hit the ooh button on my thing. I thought I fixed that last time, but I guess I broke it again.
I'm glad we didn't spend time fixing it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Hopefully,
For purely personal reasons, of course.
Hopefully my audience can hear it. If not, it made me happy.
Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep this show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability a Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Blitzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Nixie-chan, the Oberon team, Agamotto, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.